Hello, I'm Vara.
Are you sure? Hi, I'm
Hey,
Roxy.
you having a moment, Rox? You miss one show. You're
I just wasn't
Roxy.
sure if that was your name. I thought you were like a new co-host.
Yeah, right, So again, I'm Vara.
And I'm Roxy.
And you're listening to VCR. Oh,
Hello.
hello. We missed you last week. We really, really did. Oh my God. All the fun antics and me being trapped in a box. It was just like so mouse is not working. It was insane. Absolutely insane. It was very toxic for me. It was so whatever. See, this is toxic. This is toxic. Which brings us to our topic today, which is toxic men. It really should be toxic Roxy, but we'll save that
It
for
should be
another day.
toxic you since we're talking about toxic men. So it's a show
Whatever.
about you.
Ha- You wish I was toxic.
You wish you weren't.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I know I ain't, but we'll figure that out a little later. But toxic
Right.
men. So we're dealing with toxic men. We should be dealing with toxic women, but we're gonna deal with toxic men today. I deal with a toxic woman every Tuesday when we record the show. She forces me
Hi.
to like, validate her and to look at her and all this other stuff. So,
You do that all on your own. You do that all on your own.
yes, yeah, uh-huh. Sure I do.
There's no gun pointed at your head.
Yeah, but there would have been though. See, exactly. Anyway, so toxic men. What are toxic men? What are we looking for? What are the signs that you should be looking for in toxic men? Part of this is
He's
inspired.
breathing.
That's again, you just laying down the best examples of toxicity over here. But uh on another note, like what exactly are toxic men? And partly inspired because we're dealing with, things like horrible dating, why do men suck? But what is it that makes a toxic man? What is this toxic masculinity that, everyone kind of talks about? And me and Roxy were talking about that because I was reading an article. Well, I forget his name. He is so useless to me. I actually forget his name. Uh, Tate, Tater,
Andrew
Titty.
Tate.
That's it. Andrew Tate. The the tit Andrew Tate there. Fucking. I was reading an update on him and how he is now going to be going to court in Romania, and it's like, good for you. Uh, but Andrew Tate, people like that are toxic men. Recently, the guy who I don't even know if I want to say his name because I don't even want to give him any more publicity. But uh, what were you gonna say, Roxy?
I was just laughing.
Oh, okay. There's that guy who was this what I call shock jocks, had a podcast, all this other stuff, who's been forced to liquidate his earnings because he was telling people that the Sandy Hook thing never took place and that,
Oh, Alex Jones.
yeah, I wasn't gonna say his name, but yeah, but to harass the families, and I was like, how dare you? I mean, like, just how dare you put families who have lost
Mm-hmm.
their loved ones through that kind of thing. And as for the Tate there, how dare you believe that anyone, I know he mostly focuses on women should be subservient and just shouldn't, talk and be submissive and blah. Who the hell are you to ever tell anyone anywhere, hey, you have to do X, Y, and Z because you're a different gender or a different race or whatever? I mean, it's just stupidity. So we want to bring awareness to, or I actually, I know it's weird. I actually brought the topic up to Roxy. So I want to bring awareness of toxic masculinity. Uh, out there because I think it's a problem. I don't know if it's a growing problem, but I think it's definitely a pop culture problem when you have things like the Tit and Andrew out there, doing this kind of stuff. Both of which I just want to point this out before I let Roxy jump in. I want to point this out, people. The Tit and Andrew there, toxic masculinity, right? The shit that they say, and look where they are now. One of them's trying to get
Mm-hmm.
out of being face down, pillow biting out in Romania, and the other one has to liquidate everything he owns because he has to settle up with those families. Um, it's just, take that into account if you're one of these people who have this mentality. Just let that seep in for a little bit. Anyway, Roxy, have you met your fair share of toxic men?
I mean, yes, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say all, not all of them. There were some really great guys, but I have had a few that were extremely toxic.
Just a few. Yeah.
Just,
I get you. I can't say that I
I've
grew up,
been,
huh?
no good,
No, what were you saying?
nothing.
Whatever. I'm not saying that I grew up around a lot of, toxic masculinity or anything like that. I really didn't. But I did grow up with men who came from certain time periods
Mm-hmm.
who were just, I want to say, kind of abusive across the board, didn't matter who
Oh
you
yeah.
were type of thing. But,
Hmm.
they grew up from a time period that they themselves did not know better because
Right.
that wasn't a thing and they weren't educated in that. But nowadays there's like really no excuse for that. Because there's no excuse to conduct yourself that way. But there are people out there who just like, like Tate and Andrew there who feel like it's okay to do those kind of things, and it really isn't. I'm here to tell you, it really, really is not.
It really is not.
If you're someone who wants a relationship, that's not the way to get a relationship. Or
Mm-mm.
prepare to be alone for a very long time if
Very long time.
that's what
Probably
you
the rest of your
really
life.
want to think. Have you,
Unless you have a dog.
Roxy, have you ever been the toxic one in a relationship?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have. Yeah.
Have you ever
Yeah, I'm
been
pretty sure.
the toxic one on a podcast show?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Currently, no.
I'm gonna be doing that international sign for help. So,
Right there on the help side.
but seriously, if you are to switch with
He needs
this is
rescuing.
the international sign for help. So definitely always keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Let's look at a few things that are traits of toxic masculinity. I don't think we really got to share it. I'm just going to kind of throw them out there. But some things that you need to be aware of. Let's say women, you're out there, you're trying to get on the dating scene and you start noticing maybe some of these things with guys early on. So if you're seeing this early on, these are red flags and you should not run to it, but maybe run away from
Run
it.
away from
Yeah,
it.
think of it as flags on a minefield. They're not really there for you to walk to. They're they're
It's to
really
stay away from.
yeah, they're not really what you would call a suggestion either. It's definitely something
That's
you
why
should
it's
know.
red, not
Yes,
yellow.
exactly. So one thing, gaslighting is an issue. So gaslighting is, defined as manipulating someone into questioning their own, you know, kind of like perception of reality. The expression, which derives from the title of a 1944 film, Gaslight, which actually, that film was actually really good. I think it starred Angela Lansbury. Um, but it's true. You start guessing, you start thinking, oh my God, well, maybe it's me. It's not them, it's me.
Hmm.
So maybe I'm just, overthinking, overreading, maybe I really did do that. Maybe I caused this type of situation. So that's
Maybe I
something.
am overreacting.
Yeah, so gaslighting is an issue. They're trying to manipulate you to change your way of thinking on this thing. Another thing, when you're in the relationship, you feel drained. You know, it's one thing if,
Yes.
yeah, it's one thing if you feel drained in the sense of like, I come back from work, I'm tired, I'm drained, you know? But when you're just in the relationship and you feel drained, it's kind of a problem, right? I mean, that
Yeah.
is a telltale right there that, hey, there's
It takes a
something that.
lot out of you. Like
Hmm.
if you leave that person and you were just like exhausted,
Hmm.
they're sucking your energy. You need to move away. They're not good. Red flag, red flag.
Yeah, definitely. Another one, lack of support. So that is a big one, especially like I know that I've had relationships like, I can't talk about dating toxic men because I don't date men, but I have been in toxic relationships with women, and the lack of support is an issue. Matter of fact, all
Oh,
these
yeah.
next things are an issue. Because these traits are something that can apply to men and women. It's toxicity across the board. But
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna say that.
yeah, I mean, it can apply to both sexes. It's not, we're talking about men.
Mhm.
It's all across the board. But like, when I was with someone when I was starting my master's because I have a master's, and
Mhm.
I had to beat her to it, but because I knew it was coming. So anyway, um, when I was starting it, she was not very supportive. And like when I had asked her for some help on a few things, she wasn't supportive of it at all. Like in fact, it became this story about like, well, I was gonna get my master's and blah blah blah. I was like, oh, okay, well,
Okay, well, who's
maybe now
comparing?
you can. But again, there's that lack of support because
Mm-hmm.
and it's because you're about to do better than them or you're going to do better than them, and it bothers them. They're not happy for your
Mm-hmm.
successes. If you're in a good, healthy relationship, you're happy for those things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not just like a romantic relationship, or that's like you should be happy for your friends too. If you're not happy for your
Oh,
friends
yeah.
when they're doing well, you could very well be the toxic person.
100% it's you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The next one is jealousy. I think that kind of goes without saying, Jealousy is not really a cute thing. I know a lot of people that, oh my God, it makes them jealous. Yeah, no. Jealousy leads to anger and issues. Being a little jealous,
Mhm.
like, you know, I think you're getting a little too flirty with my girlfriend. That's one thing. Like, or politely going over to your girlfriend and whispering to her ear, "Hey, you want to not flirt back so much? That'd be great." Things like that. But you do it in a very calm, nice way. Jealousy can lead to some horrible outbursts, like
Oh,
really
yeah.
horrible, embarrassing outbursts that no one should have to go through. But jealousy is not cute. I know people think it's cute. It is not cute. Verbal abuse,
Mm.
something that Roxy does to me all the time.
Oh, hush your mouth.
So verbal abuse is
No,
so see anyway, so verbal abuse is an issue, and I've been in some relationships with women where they were just totally verbally abusive, and
Oh man.
and they like to do that, and I was like, it never made sense. Why would you? It's one thing if you have like a dark sense of humor and you two are playing with each other, and I'm sure there's
Right.
psychologists out there who are like, who will disagree with that.
Eh,
But like verbal abuse, if you're just saying fucked up shit, like, you know what? You're just ugly. You're never going to do better than me. That's fucked up. That's not, you're doing that to put someone down, to control them, to destroy their self-esteem, which leads into the next one. they strip away your self-esteem. There you go. There you go. So,
Hmm.
if you don't feel where you used to be a confident individual and now you feel like, you don't feel like you're that person anymore, they're taking away your self-esteem because
Hmm.
they want you to be emotionally broken down, so you'll constantly be like, well, I guess you're the best I'm going to do. Let me just stay here and
And
bear
make
it.
you
It's
happy.
yeah, it's really a fucked up situation.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is.
and women, be cautious of this stuff. Be very, very cautious of this stuff because it's not a good thing in any way
No.
whatsoever.
Keep your antennas up, ladies.
Yes, I mean definitely do better than these situations. Uh Possessiveness, like excessive possessiveness, like you're mine and you're not going anywhere
Mm-hmm.
because you belong to me and all you're trying to do is fucking
I
go
can't
get it.
have you. Nobody will.
Yeah, all you want to do is go get a raspa and shit, and they're they're
Hmm.
telling you that shit, like that's pretty fucked up. So that kind of thing, lack of empathy, if they hurt you, they don't care. There's no sympathy. No, nothing like that. Let's say if someone passed away in your family, they just don't care. They're just like, get over it and stuff like that. That's not cool. Never apologizes. Um, that's a definite sign. We all know what that is. Like you got that one person who's like they're never wrong, so why should they apologize?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna
Violence.
say,
Huh?
I thought you were gonna say something
No,
smart.
I was
Something.
waiting for you to say it. I saw those eyes light up there. hmm Violence, I think that kind of goes without saying, whether it's
Yeah.
physical, mental, violence, it's happening. Blaming, blaming is very one-sided in this situation because they're going to blame you. They're not blaming anyone else. Um,
Hmm.
So that's kind of a bit of a situation. Holding your boundaries. That's kind of let me click on that. Okay, so basically kind of like not so much they're violating your boundaries basically. Like
Hmm.
you have boundaries that are no-goes and they're just kind of, you know,
Constantly testing you.
yeah, well, they're constantly, just jumping in there because they don't care.
Hmm.
Of course, you also have controlling, and then they also have controlling behaviors, and then they have financial control,
Hmm.
lack of respect and constant conflict. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, they're always judging you, they're always being critical of you. Uh, you're so nervous. You're so never tasked responsibly. What does that mean? So you're never tested is a gentle reminder to your partner to please pick up a wet towel, ends up in a fight. Oh, okay. So like you're doing little things and it blows up into something that is
Hmm.
really fucking ridiculous, like, that kind of shit. So, I get that now. That was just a weird phrasing of what the issue was. But, those are things to look out for. Definitely things to look out for that if
Yeah.
ladies or men in reality, if
Yeah.
any of you are experiencing
Anyone.
this, this is something you need to kind of get away. Well, not kind of, you do need to get away from it, end it, go on to something else. If you're having difficulties ending it, maybe seek help to end it.
Hmm.
Um, that's kind of a thing. That is definitely kind of a thing. Let's see here. Who are toxic men examples? I want to see what the internet will bring me if I
Nope.
put
I
that
was
in
with the
there.
guy that was like all of that.
Toxic men examples. Let's see here. Who do we have? Oh. It didn't give me people, but it did give me toxic masculinity behaviors, which are kind of interesting here. Some of it is already stuff we talked about, aggression, dominance, things like that. Sexual aggression is on here, homophobia is on here, being competitive, overly competitive, low empathy is on here, not being a feminist
Ally.
ally. No, I don't think that's ally. Oh no, no, you're right. That is ally. Haha. All right, so that kind of situation there. But let me find it's probably the way I'm phrasing it. So men who are toxic. Men who are toxic. That way we kind of get some fun examples. Nope, it's just giving me signs. So what's a better way of putting this, Roxy? Like people known for being toxic. How's that? Or celebrities known for being toxic. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Male celebrities known for being toxic. Being toxic. All right. We'll do this. Yahoo, famous men who have been accused to be toxic. All right. And with that being said, let me do what I do and share screen with you as soon as the share will let me. Peace. Oh, God. All righty. Are you there, Roxy?
I'm here.
Of course, because it wants to hide you from me for some odd reason. There you
I
go.
can see that.
I got you back because I'm never gonna let you leave. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God, that doesn't sound scary.
Right, not at all. And this is from a magazine I'm not familiar with called She Knows. It's titled Famous Men Who Have Been Accused of Toxic Manipulative Behavior by Giovanna Gelhornen. Sure. Okay. October 6th, 2023. Who is this number one guy here? Um, don't know. Anyway, so I think this is just our kind of
No.
start here.
I'm like
Same guy.
Jason
Uh,
Derulo.
is that who that is?
I think so.
Well, actually, I don't get why all three of these are him. So anyway, I guess that was what that was
Is that
supposed.
toxic?
Uh, I don't know why it's not giving me this guy's name, which already indicates this is kind of a bad article here. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we'll just see. That could be Jason Derulo. I don't know. It's not exactly giving me the reasons why here. Um, and actually it's not telling us.
It's not really saying anything. It's just pictures.
Yeah, like I know who this guy is, but it's like, you know what? Let's just go to a different article. Let that be an
Yeah.
example of how to do a better article, people. Let's see. Should we dare do the BuzzFeed?
Yeah, it was Jason Derulo.
Jay Sean
Dr.
Derulo.
Brand, Dr. Luke. Kiefer Sutherland.
Not Keithers. I refuse to
Yeah, he's on
believe
the
it's
list.
Keither.
Stephen Amell. Henry Cavill.
Cavell. Oh, that's Superman, the
Superman.
guy who
Bradley
played
Cooper.
Jesus.
Army Hammer. I knew he was. I heard about him.
You know what?
On the
I did
hill.
not. You know what? This really is not giving me a very good.
Um,
Oh my goodness. I wanted to just kind of look at that and it's really not doing anything for me. I guess I could click on Reddit, see what. I know Reddit's not good. Oh my goodness. Sorry people. This you would think that this would be an easier type of find here, but apparently not. Well, we'll kind of look at this then. Okay, so number one, Nickelodeon series iCarly left a sour taste in Jeanette McCrudy's
Curtis.
mouth while enduring endless abuse from her own mother. Well, I can see that, you know. So apparently she has suffered some type of thing. Kesha, yes, definitely Kesha. Poor thing. She that her story still breaks my heart.
Yeah, she went through it.
Yeah, and still going through it. That has not ended.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, really
Oh,
great.
I hate
Yeah.
the way they did him. It breaks my heart. I love him so much.
Yes, Brendan Fraser is just, you know, he's a really great guy, and it's just like it's a shame he had to go through what he had to go through. Let
Mhm.
me read a little bit on his. In 2018 interview with GQ, Fraser described how Philip Burke, former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, sexually assaulted him in a 2003 luncheon. Burks denied the allegation, but Frazier felt an immediate shift in his career. There's a lot of that kind of goes on, and that's definitely a sign of toxic masculinity on that guy's part. Grace
Yep.
Von Denise, Denis,
Van Ventian.
who played Chrissy Cunningham in Stranger Things. I don't,
Chrissy, wake up.
I don't,
I
re
don't like this.
I don't recognize her from Stranger Things. Do you?
She was the cheerleader.
Oh, was she now?
Hmm.
Okay. Um, began to deny film offers after some nasty on-set experiences. She claims that a producer hired a little girl that he was sleeping with, and then he had her ask me to have a threesome with them. Wow, okay. That's pretty sick. Yeah. Wow.
Very.
For for her. Gwyneth Paltrow.
She's
Uh
pretty toxic, right?
yeah, I was gonna say she herself is toxic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's
I
pretty toxic.
I mean, oh well, she was involved with Weinstein, so yeah, I totally see that being a
Oh,
problem.
yeah,
But her herself, from my
yeah.
understanding, is she's pretty fucking toxic. Poor Chris Martin from Coldplay there.
Hmm.
Um, Sandra Bullock of USA Today. Well, told USA Today that she almost quit acting because of the sexism.
Mm.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. I
Well,
totally,
Hollywood is
yeah.
toxic. If we
Britney
haven't learned that.
Spears. Britney Spears took a hiatus music. Oh, well, her father, the issue with her and her father. Yeah, that was horrible. And then we also have, who is this lovely lady?
JoJo.
JoJo? JoJo
Hmm.
from what? You seem like you know her.
She's a singer.
She's
Yeah,
a
she's a
singer.
singer.
Okay.
Hmm.
She claims that when she was 18, the president of the label, um, JoJo wasn't thin enough. Huh. So basically kind of body shaming her, telling
Hmm.
her, we just want you to look as healthy as possible. Oh, well, that's kind of
500 calorie a day diet.
that's
That's insane.
yeah.
500 calories. That's like half an apple.
That's
I'm exaggerating, but
yeah, like I get what you're.
I'm grossly exaggerating, but still, like 500 calories is nothing.
Jane Seymour revealed that she was sexually harassed. Yeah, that sounds right. Especially in the
Makes
time
sense.
period when she was like really big.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, who is this? Hey, Wiley.
Is that shocking?
Okay. Ashanti was forced to take a break from the music industry when the men in charge of her record label were accused of laundering drug money. Oh my God. That's not cool.
Jeez.
Rose McGowan. Well, yeah, she spent a long time
She did.
um speaking out against the Weinstein situation there. And we all know what happened to Weinstein. If you don't know what happened, I would definitely take a look at that.
Mhm.
Tara Subgoff claimed Harvey
Her too.
Weinstein.
She's another Harvey
Yep.
Weinstein.
I,
Yeah.
I'm imagining Harvey Weinstein's gonna pop up a lot here. Freddie Prince Jr. Poor guy.
Right.
He was doing well, and then but anyway, Freddie Prinze Jr. hated every moment of working with Kiefer Sutherland on 24 so much it made him want to quit acting. Kiefer was the most unprofessional dude in the world, said Freddie. That's not me talking trash. I'd say it to his face. I think anyone that's worked with him has said that. He added that the experience made him want to quit the business. So I just sort of stopped. Damn, that's Keither, why are you treating people like
Dang.
that?
Because he's a
That's
lost boy.
Well, I mean, Keith, yeah, he's a lost boy. That's so
Another.
very true. NCIS star Lauren Hawley shared her Harvey Weinstein. There we go. Going scrolling down. All I gotta do is see Harvey Weinstein. We don't need to really
I
explain
know, right?
what happened here.
And
Um,
we get it.
yeah, we totally understand. Uh, Sean
Totally get
Young
it.
had tolerated several toxic, entitled men. In an interview with the Daily Beast, she detailed negative experiences with the likes of James Woods, Ridley Scott, Charlie Sheen, Oliver. Yeah, all these men are known for for these
Oh,
kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, so I understand. I'm so sorry there.
Get it.
Romella Garcia Garcia, right? Called her experience on Dirty
Garia.
Daria experienced.
No, Gary, whatever.
Yeah, I can't call her on Dirty Dancing Havana Nights. Uh,
Mm.
Horrific, basically. I wonder.
Horrific misogyny.
Yeah, but I was trying to see if this had anything to do with Weinstein anywhere around here,
Oh,
because
right.
actually
Was it in there
that
anywhere?
I did not see Weinstein, but I want to say that Havana Nights is just one of those kind of like low budget movies that Weinstein would have been
Hmm.
producing on Miramax type of thing. So I was waiting, kind of reading ahead to see if that was going to pop up. Um, who is this? Cora Sue Collins, the 30s child star, appeared in many films during Tinseltown's golden era. At the tender age of 15, she was offered a role with the condition that she slept with a 50-year-old screenwriter. Yeah, Henry Ruskin.
Ew.
Yeah, it's a horrible, rotten business, said Collins. That,
So Hollywood is disgusting.
yeah, Hollywood has some problems there. So toxicity, maybe not go to Hollywood. I or hang out with a guy
Right.
named
Stay away
Weinstein.
from there. No,
Apparently
definitely.
there are these people here who you just probably should not be hanging around with. And
Probably not.
anyone in Hollywood kind of situation there. But let's say you have kind of experienced some type of toxic masculinity that has affected you. Try to go get help.
Mm.
But maybe you want to share your story. Maybe you want other people to know what's going on so they don't go through it. Share your story with us here at the VCR show at thevcr@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube channel, which is the VCR show, or social medias, the X or the Insta at the VCR show at the VCR show. And I'm sure I'm forgetting one of our other platforms or the website, thevcrshow.com. Can always, always enjoy Roxy's toxic behavior with you by reaching out to her on her social medias. I do not recommend it at all. She is such a loving, wonderful human being. I don't know how I could do this
Right.
show without her at all.
Not the double hands.
But you can hit her up on her social medias, which are, help me.
Help me. On Facebook at Roxy Perez Curvy Model, on Instagram at Poprox428, and on TikTok at Thepoproxx. And Poprox is spelled Poproxx.
And just just a little flavoring to this. If you feel like you're in an abusive relationship or you've met someone who is toxic and they are turning out to be abusive, please seek help immediately. You don't want to be a statistic. Please seek help.
Yes,
So
you do
that's
not,
just
because
our
things can turn ugly really
really quick.
fast from
Yeah.
my experience. So
And you
please
don't
seek
want
help.
that. Yeah, definitely get help as soon as possible. So until next time, I'm Vara.
And I'm Roxy.
What is with you today?
What? I
You
said, and
can't
I'm
even
Roxy.
get your. It was like this big old gap before Roxy. And I was like,
No, it was not.
oh, on my end, oh, you know what? Your internet's slowing down. That's okay. I see it. You're kind of breaking up a little bit. All right.
I was like, no,
So
it
anyway, that
wasn't.
wasn't her fault. That was me not being toxic. But anyway, let's try that again.
Totally being toxic.
Whatever. So I'm Vada,
And I'm Roxy.
and you've been listening to VCR.
Bye.
Bye. You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vada and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vada with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at the VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show's song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library. Need some sweet treats for your next big event? Or maybe you just have a sweet tooth. Check out Skippity Cakes. That's Skippity Cakes, SKIPPITYCAKES.com. Check them out for all of your sweet treat needs, things such as cakes, cupcakes, and cake pops. Also, check them out for their varieties of face masks, t-shirts, and coffee mugs. Say hi to our friend Rosie for us.